How's it going, YouTube? It's Panda time. In this video we have myself playing Baihumon going up against Metalgarurumon X. So when I saw BT9, I looked at Baihumon and I'm like, wow, this is such a good Digimon. I feel like he's a strong level 6 that a lot of people were just looking right past. And I thought, would it be possible to make a deck based around him? So that's currently what I'm trying to do. We're testing out some couple builds, trying to figure it out. The idea being that he's just a strong Digimon that can, you know, clear your opponent's board, gain some memory, and trash your opponent's security, right? At least that's the thought process. We'll see if it actually works out or not. On the other hand, Metalgarurumon is one of the best decks of the format. And this is a build playing the BT1 Metalgarurumon with the Restand Garurumon. So a bit different than the standard build that you might be used to, but still pretty powerful for sure. If you guys are fans of the metal, let me know which build you guys prefer. For the Baihumon deck, we're trying to turbo out into the Baihumon, trying to get a cheap Digivolution, some security trash in, and then just playing a bunch of blockers and good options. Trying to have good security, you know, things like Ultimate Flare, the Punch, Shademons. As you see, we play a ton of blockers and cheap Evos. Also things like Nanimon, Final Supergun Punch. We got a bunch of just juicy like anti-meta stuff in there. And again, I'm trying to mess with it, you know, see if I can do something crazy with it. Gonna be hard dropping a Luisthepanda, trying to stay in the bag, knowing that any level 4 that's brought out can just get cleaned up by the Garurumon X. Relatively simple, right? So don't want to just bring out the Judge Tyranno to get bounced. Chaosmon gonna clear the Garuru, but the Were can use the Garuru inheritable to save itself. He's got double Gabumon, so pretty good there, has twice the protection, right? Can go for the full combo here, you know, swing, swing, swing. With the Sauce and the Metal X, or the Were X, they can actually swing for 5 checks right away. So we're gonna Punch, just goes to hand, nothing too crazy. And there is the Garurumon X, is gonna bounce on Resummon and then restand. By this point, he probably has 8 cards in hand, more than likely, so it should be a double checker. And at this point he's like 9,000 and can save itself with the pseudo jamming, so pretty good, right? Standard Garuru stuff. Chikurumon is gonna de-Digivolve it, which usually would be insane, but in this case could actually be terrible if he just has another Garurumon X for another restand. I can swing again. The Baihumon is 13k, so you know it's definitely a beast in security. Back-to-back Baihumon's gonna clear it. So I play 4 Baihumons. Like, he's good in hand, he's good in security. I think it's just a good card in general. And I want to try and see if, you know, a deck based around him could work. I feel like he's just a generically strong card. So our security is gone in a single turn, you know, pretty standard metal stuff. The Chikurumon actually did hurt me there. And looks like we are whiffing on level 5. So gonna just hard drop some blockers, or Digivolve into some blockers, and set up the tie to let us get a triple block essentially, which is pretty good, right? Not bad at all. The problem is that with the 1 cost Garuru Digivolution and the Cool Boy, it's enough to go from a rookie to a level 5 and still maintain turn. And my blockers, you know, the Tumblemon puts in work to get the extra 1000 DP, but they're just not that big. I think we're gonna swap out the Issy for the tie. I was testing out Issy because I feel like Issy is better in security as you gain a memory, but also I hate Issy. I don't like him. I think the tie is just so much better. The Garurumon X doesn't have the Sauce or the Wear, so not gonna bounce anything just yet. But still, he's gonna swing, and we have to block, obviously. Also has a Gabu, so at least we won't die this turn, right? But we're definitely not in a great spot. Thinking of how he wants to pass the turn. Gonna just go into a Metalgarurumon X. He doesn't have the Sauce or the metal, so it's not gonna bounce or anything, but it's still a blocker, and it's still pretty annoying. We have the Sonarisa that was bounced. We can go into the Megadramon to give blocker to our level 6. In this case, the level 6 is gonna be Gankumon, who can then clear the Gabumon. Unfortunately for us, if the Gabumon wasn't there, we would have been able to clear the metal, and then been able to block anything else, right? Unfortunately for us, yeah, the Ganku is only 12k blocker, metal is 13k, so we have to block. We can at least restand with the tie, but it is deleted, and then that's Omni for game. So pretty standard metal game, you know. In this case, our anti-meta stuff just wasn't good enough. We weren't able to get into a level 6 soon enough, and when I did get the level 6, It just died instantly because we didn't have enough DP. Not having the Tumblemon there kind of hurts, right? Gonna set up with a rookie and a Issy. Again, Issy is okay, but I really want to replace him. I know some people love Issy though. I feel like you play Issy and he helps you, you know, see the rest. But like sometimes like he just shows you that you're in for a couple of rough turns, and I just feel so bad. Gonna set up a memory boost and the Davis, so a pretty solid start. We're gonna maybe try and Digimon to a Grumble, just trying to cycle through and set up another Issy. Revealing Monsamon and Baihumon, so you know, pretty good in this case. I'll think about it, like if I don't play Issy, I still get those cards, right? We just would get something else. The one memory might matter though. But now knowing that we have Monsamon and Baihumon coming up, we'll have a strong level 6 available. Opponent's gonna stay in the back. Just build the stack. There you see the Restand Garurumon, which works well with the BT1 Garurumon, of course. I do prefer the EX Garuru build because it's just cheaper, lets you turbo out into the Metalgarurumon X. But I think this other build is also okay. So Monsamon comes out for cheap. We can go into Baihumon for 5, getting 2 memory. And then end of turn, we can trash 1 security. So pretty good, right? We're going to level 6 for essentially classic 3 memory, like everybody else. It's a 13k base, which is pretty strong. And then end of turn, it's going to be trashing at least 1 security a turn. Like, I'd say that's pretty good for level 6. And it could be better than that because Baihumon can restand anything. So you can restand your own Digimon. And then potentially if they have more stuff, you can trash 2 security too. So pretty good. Shade 1 insecurity, about to do some work. Like I said, I built this deck trying to have strong security against all these OTK decks. Chikurumon, Shademons, Nanimons, Punches, Flayers, Issys, all the good stuff, right? Gonna go into the metal to pass the turn, set up that strong metal turn for next turn. The Baihumon is base 13k, meaning that with the Subagon Punch, he goes to 16k, then gets the 2 checks. So we can swing for 2 checks, delicate plan, and then just look for some way to pass the turn. Try to not give over too much. End of turn, we're going to once again trash as security. So our Baihumon, I'd say, definitely did a good amount of work, right? And then because of the punch, he's gonna have reboot and blocker. 16k could potentially be more if we had like a Tumblemon stack or anything like that, right? So you can see the idea of the deck, right? We get this big 13k beater, gonna trash security, put pressure. Gonna swing at the metal to play the Garurumon, but we can block. And he's gonna scoop. That's the game. Baihumon too strong. So in that game, you definitely got a better idea of what my deck is supposed to be and how Baihumon can be a strong boss Digimon. Going into game 3 here. Gonna open up with that tumble. I'm still trying to pick up those box toppers. The box topper tumbles are just too good. I'm just trying to tumble away every day. Gonna go into a Judge Dark Tyranno to pass over to 1. I still like those cheap Digivolutions. And a Gabu into a Cool Boy. Not a bad start as well. Where's that Dark Tyrannomon going? Gonna set up the tie to allow for some double block shenanigans in the future. I do like that tamer quite a bit. And I guess just try and memory choke, right? We're just gonna pass 1 memory to each other left and right. There's the box topper tumble. Toragumon's pretty good when you give blocker to your level 6s. You want him to have retaliation or reboot. And we're gonna just quickly build into a 5. Again, memory choke into 1. Is that a pre-release Monsamon I see? Gonna just swing with the Garuru. Completely ruthless. You know, I guess he's gonna start building in the back, so figures the Garuru might die. Might as well just guarantee the check for it, right? So we can use the Monsamon to swing over it, and then once again just continue the memory choke, putting him to 1, trying to not give him much to work with, and then waiting until we can get a powerful Baihumon play, right? He's gonna set up a wear in the back. Gonna go Chikurumon. And we also do play other level 6s, so Baihumon is not the only one. As you saw, I have a 1 of Genkumon, but I also have a 1 of Metalgarurumon of my own. I like Metalgarurumon, it kind of works with the strategy of the deck, can trash security, clear the board, just be a decent level 6 to work with. He might be replaced though, but I don't dislike him. The wear is gonna swing, and it's gonna be a Baihumon, and he doesn't have the Garuru protection. He tries to scoop, but I tell him, like, come on, let's just play it out. You never know what could happen, right? It's Digimon. Security could be cracked. Gonna hard play a Gabu X, who's going to completely whiff on the search. And we're definitely in a good spot. The metal's free to swing at security. We have multiple stacks to work with. try and memory choke as best as we can. In this case, we're going to an Andromon. This Andromon is pretty cool. He's, you know, new. He gives all your blockers plus 2000 DP. So it turns our Shademons from like, you know, 5Ks to 7Ks, potentially 8Ks with the tumble. So now the Shademon is like an actual beast, right? Gonna start rebuilding, going to a wear. The wear up in the front, you know, can definitely get cleaned up. We hit into a dual tamer. The red one, you know, lets them play delicate play, which is kind of cool and gives you some extra memory. I don't love the tamer though, but I can see why some people do want to build it or want to play it. And set up an Issy. Can take the Baihumon to guarantee a power play for next turn. Yeah, so we have a ton of blockers. Try to not give him a ton of memory to work with. He's gonna get 2 more from dual tamer though. How much can you do with 3 memory, right? So for starters, going to the Guru X, that's 1 blocker down. Gets memory from the Cool Boy, some extra card draw as well. And going to the Metal, who is 11. Our Andromon is not big enough to block that. He gets to summon the Garurumon, gets the restand. And I believe there should be 2 checks at security, right? Gonna be a memory boost and then a chaos, which is gonna kill it. But man, if that metal hadn't died, he can then go into Metalgarurumon X and potentially just win the game, right? Since the metal did die to our beefy security though, that is going to be the game. But it was closer than you might have thought. Let me know in the comments if you guys like the Baihumon. Do you think he could be a solid deck? As always, thank you guys so much for watching.